When I was 25, I achieved my dream, and it was the worst experience of my life. After a decade of training, classes, wearing tights for 3 years at drama school, embarrassing auditions, humiliating rejections, I was finally leading on stage at the Sydney Opera House. It was a beautiful production, critically and commercially, critically and commercially a great success. An amazing ensemble of actors, an incredible team of creatives and production crew, and a beautiful pair of brown leather boots for my character. I had every opportunity to fly, but I didn't. I fell on my face. Hard. I realized two things. One, I had no understanding of how to respond to pressure. And two, I had no ownership of my career. I was not doing me. I was not giving my work at all. And as the nerves, self-doubt, negative self-talk and anxiety slowly began creeping in each night, I began giving up hope. And by halfway through the tour, my best mate, who was on that show with me, he caught me on stage, smudging tears off my cheek with my back to the audience. I didn't know what I could do about the sense of dread I felt before my feet stepped onto the stage each night. And by the time the show had run its course, I was that bitter, resentful actor, quick to blame things outside of my control, finding all the proof I could to back up whatever fearful thoughts I was having. I then had the opportunity to work on to be on set with DiCaprio for 2 days, and I hated him. He was effortless. Looked like he was just having a ball. Like he just didn't give a fuck. Like he was just playing freely and giving whatever work he wanted to. And I found myself excusing his on-set success because of other factors. His fame, his hair, cool vape. He even got to have his mum on set. And I just started to become really tired of all the stuff that I was telling myself. The truth was, he was doing what he wanted, and he was doing it so well. And when the pressure was on, when $150 million was on the line and it was time for his close-up, he just nailed it. And as I was watching him, I remember telling myself, there is no way I'll ever be able to do that. To conduct myself on set the way that he is. To give that level of generous play on set the way that he is. And if that's how I'm honestly feeling, then why am I going to keep trying? It was the first time I had that thought of just maybe stop. So I hung up my boots. Literally, I took my character boots that I stole from costume when I was finished the theatre show. Sorry, Kelly. And I hung up my boots in the garage. I took up some other interests. I started studying some stuff I didn't want to. I even became a part-time carer for my friend who became paralyzed after eating a slug. And if anyone brought up acting, I was just quick to condemn it. The ridiculousness of spending a life being rejected, the lack of power in getting work. There's too many things out of your control. I'd snap. And after a year of being in limbo, um, I received an email at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday evening. And I quote, confirming Michael Sheasby for his meeting tomorrow with Mel Gibson. Michael does not need to prepare anything. I don't really remember the meeting. I think we spoke about how to get rid of rabbits on farms. But next minute, I found myself on set with Mel Gibson, Andrew Garfield, Vince Vaughn, Sam Worthington, and a large ensemble of actors all playing soldiers. Dream case scenario, right? Nope. Still, I was miserable. I hadn't washed the previous year's experience off my skin, and I just found myself trying to hide from the camera, desperately wanting to be seen, desperately wanting to play and give my work to the lens, but just freezing anytime the opportunity came my way. And eventually, understandably, my part was just whittled down to the awkward, silent dude standing in the back. And I felt like I was falling on my face all over again. All this work, all this sacrifice to try and get opportunities that when I finally do get, I choke. But there was something different about this time, and that was Andrew Garfield. Again, I was watching an actor simply just be free on set. Just give the work that they want to give. Just free-flowing self-expression. And generously leading from the front, so generously leading from the front. But what I think was really different about this time was that I focused on his process, and how he was actually giving his work, the time he was taking before takes, the willingness, the courage he had to fail, and make impulsive choices and commit to them, and the folder he was carrying around for his character, and the space he would give himself to focus for what was coming up next. And something clicked this time. He was doing the work just like anyone else, but the difference was when the pressure was on, he simply jumped off the cliff. He just let himself fly. And that made me lose sleep. And I couldn't stop thinking about this. And so I decided to start again. I began investing ruthlessly in external accountability. I researched who were the acting coaches to my heroes. I researched who were the best mindset coaches taking care of the athletes that I admired. I took what was left in my savings account and I asked those coaches for help. I tried to listen. I tried my best to make some changes, and a few years later I was nominated alongside my heroes. And when I look back at this time, I just feel really grateful for the help that I got from those people, but also just that time. It was such a wonderful time. It was that first real experience of giving up, focusing on all the things that I can't control, and just start focusing on the things that I can. My craft, my process, my breath, and things started to fall into place. I think it's an extraordinary time to be an actor. I really do. And I know that if I'm wanting to continue to work for several more decades, then once again, this is absolutely the best time to give up. give up trying to focus on the things that I can't, and instead focus on the things that I can. I think it's the best time to start again. Why am I doing this? I have, what's the day today? I've got almost 2 months before my next film starts, and I've got a little 6-week-old daughter at home. And over the last few years, there have been few things which have compared with the feeling I get from working on my own process. And one of those things absolutely is helping other performers with theirs, so they can put their head on the pillow feeling proud of the work they gave. So I'm going to use this time to prep for this upcoming film. I'm going to use this time to be close with my daughter. I love the mornings. That's my favorite part. I get to wake up with her. And I think I'm going to use this time to just pass some stuff on. The stuff I didn't get from drama school, the stuff I didn't get from any acting class or book. The lessons, the tools, tips, principles, techniques, which have helped create enormous change for me, and hopefully these things might help you find some level of comfort in the chaos during this chaotic time. And hopefully you'll have some secret shit to help you take over the world. All right. Cool.